What's going on, folks? So the band Synthwailer have released a new single here called Iron Arc. And I gotta say, too, I just love this band's name, Synthwailer. That's just awesome. But yeah, I thought their previous album was really, really cool. I'm curious to see how they're building upon that with this new single. I hope there's a new album on the way, but we got this song first, Iron Arc, a new song. So yeah, I'm excited to hear this one. Rangers, go. Dude, that was awesome. Oh man, that was awesome. I was just hype throughout this whole song. man, that like trance, almost like industrial electronic kind of sound, almost even. I'm really into I guess what they call like future pop, that kind of electronic style. Also, that industrial kind of agro tech sort of style as well, where it's a bit more, hence the name agro tech. It's a bit more like aggressive kind of electronic, oftentimes with like some guitars and stuff. It reminded me of like that a lot, and I'm really into that stuff. And so this was like, man, like fusing that with like a symphonic metal style. And man, that beat, dump, dump, da, dump, 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 dump. Oh, just so good. This is right down my alley. I've told you folks before, I love that like late 90s, early 2000s kind of dance electronic music. And then I guess that eventually kind of gave way to that future pop, or me liking or getting into like that future pop, aggro tech, that kind of stuff. This is just like so good, so good. And I love too how it's like it's not a gimmick. It's like they doubled down on that aspect of it, that electronic kind of aspect of it, and with an edge, which I liked also. It wasn't like peppy or kind of poppy like because like some bands these days, power metal, symphonic metal, what have you, they incorporate some of that kind of dance electronic sort of vibes, the early 2000s kind of stuff. But it's definitely more of like a influence. I mean, some more than others, sometimes it kind of drives the song, but still it feels more like, oh, this is kind of like we're taking this influence to put on, with the rest of this stuff here. And sometimes too, it can just kind of sound like a gimmick, like it's like, but here, it's like it's the foundation of this song. Like that's why I say they doubled down on that, and then they're like, let's throw some symphonic metal elements in there, some lovely vocals, clean vocals with some glorious like operatic style. Oh man, it's so good. So good. Again, I was just hype from beginning to end. I loved this song so much. It's the kind of thing, well, when it was over, I was like, man, there needs to be like an extended version where it just kind of keeps going. So, I mean, as soon as it starts out with that beat, I was already all in. And part of me was like, okay, is this song going to kind of open with that and then transition, into some other stuff? No, I mean, it that's why I said it was like the foundation, that like electronic, that heavy electronic with an edge kind of vibe. It was just so good, so insanely good. And then and I love the drums too, because even like the drums kind of sound like those like electronic drums and kind of like aggro tech kind of stuff. Like I'm talking like Combi Christ and things like that, where it has that almost like industrial sort of sound to it. And it sounds like a little bit more aggressive than kind of like your typical kind of like drums or something. And so, dun, 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 dun. Anywho. And then like the verses start, her voice comes in. I love the verses. I thought the verses went like really well. With the music and all that good stuff. And then every time that she went up into like the higher notes and the operatic, it was glorious. And I thought every time, and it wasn't like overdone, so it made it like every time, but it was there quite a bit, but it made it every time where that happened, it was still like a treat. And it was like, oh man, so good, so good. And then, the chorus, I like the chorus. It grew on me as time went by. The first time I heard it, I was like, maybe the chorus could have been a little bit stronger. I still think maybe it could have been maybe a little bit more impactful, maybe a little bit more. It feels like maybe it's a smidge subdued, given like the aggression or the kind of fullness of sound like around it. It feels like maybe the chorus could have risen up just a bit more to kind of match that the energy of like the music around it. But as it was, it kind of just flowed within it, which it still works. It still works. So don't get me wrong on that. But it just felt like maybe it could have done a little bit more in the chorus. But as time went by, I was enjoying it more, and I was like, it's not a bad chorus. Like, it works. Maybe it could have been a smidge, stronger. But and maybe I'm just biased because all the music around it is so sick that I'm like, I'm just like, it doesn't matter what's happening in this song. Like, I'm just loving it regardless. But I still think it's a solid chorus. Anywho, I've harped on that enough. But it certainly grew on me, and I do like the chorus. Just maybe there's a eensy weeny tiny bit of room for improvement on the strength of the chorus, but whatever. And then, it kind of keeps being awesome. I love there in the bridge because you could hear like some guitars like throughout, and there's also little things done in the background too, which were really, really cool. There were like some strings in there at times, and some other little things that were like really cool done in the background there. But I really like in the bridge when the guitars really kind of jump to the forefront and they're heavy and the riffage and stuff. It just sounds so awesome. And it just really keeps like, pushing the song forward and just the vibe and all of that. And then, I mean, you get like the final chorus and stuff, and just the music is so insanely sick. So insanely sick. Definitely, I mean, symphonic metal, but like heavy electronic vibes here. And I am all in for it. I am here for it. I live for this kind of thing. And so even though I said that there's an eensy weeny tiny bit perhaps room for improvement in the chorus, I'm still giving this song a fantastique because just I was hyped from beginning to end, and I wanted it to keep going. And it's not like there's any spots that I just don't like or think are kind of like egregiously like an issue. And so just overall, the overall package, I'm giving it the fantastique. And if you folks don't know, the fantastique is the highest praise I give on this channel when a song just completely blows me away. And to me, this is deserving of a fantastique just because of my hype level, how much I love this, how kind of unique it is, and just how cool. And again, like the vocals were awesome. Everything was awesome. I just love this. Love this. It's the kind of song where I'll hear it, and then I'll just repeat, plays again. Oh, it's over. Repeat. And like I just keep it on loop for a while. Man, what a cool song. This band is just so neat, and it suits their name, Synthwailer. Like, I mean, the heavy synth electronic vibes. But yeah, I really hope there's a new album in the works, because this song was awesome. Absolutely awesome. Anywho, let me know, folks, in the comments down below, what'd you think of this bad boy? I love like creative, like unique kind of stuff. Like this within the power and symphonic metal genres and melodic rock genres. I just love that. Where they're just being themselves, and they're not trying to like be this or be that or compete with this. It's just, this is who they are, and that's where I feel like you get the most creativity and most uniqueness, in these genres, and this is certainly unique and awesome. Fantastic. Anywho, let me know, folks, in the comments down below what you think of this bad boy here. Let's talk about it, and I'm going to go rave to this song some more. So I'll catch you next time. Ranger, out.